Alrighty, friends. So today we are going to look at our inflectional ending. That's like a big word, right? Inflectional. Can you say inflectional?
Inflectional.
What do you think an inflectional ending is? What do you think, Luria?
Inflectional ending means like when something that you love and you don't want to take it away.
Okay, so think about in our phonics. So an inflectional ending, what do you think that's going to do to a word? What do you think that's going to do to a word, Patrick?
I think that is going to make that word longer.
It might make it longer. What do you think, Tavion?
Or it might make it say different sounds
Different ways to say the word.
and shorter.
Okay, it might be shorter, might be longer, might make the word say something different. Bottom, 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 bottom. Thank you. Dewan, what do you think an inflectional ending might do to a word? Think of that. It says ending. What do you think it might do?
I think it might compare it.
Okay, so it might change the meaning of the word, might compare it to another word. Okay, so we're going to play a game. We're going to play a game to learn about inflectional endings. Chill. Alrighty, friends. So we have a paper right here. So this is like our roll and write game. So in math, we play race to the top where we roll and look for numbers. This is going to be a game where we roll the dice and we're going to add a different ending to a word. So when we have an inflectional ending, we're adding an ending to the word. So these are our root words. These are the original words we have. Okay, so repeat after me. We have look, play, jump, walk, cook, melt. So what are our endings? What do you see the endings we're going to use? These are our inflectional endings. What ending do you see?
Looks.
Okay, so the S. What ending do you see?
ing.
Ing. What ending do you see? We see S, we see ing.
Yes, I see. Played.
That's our root word. What's one of the three endings you see? You're close to it. Ed. And does ed have one sound?
No, it had two. I mean, three.
When you see ed at the end of the word, go e. So it's got three different sounds. Okay, so even though it makes those three different sounds, we're still going to use that ed to change some of our words. Okay, so when we're using s, we're using that s at the end of a word, we're saying there's more than one. So when you add an s to something, you're saying there's more than one of that something. So we have papers. We have kids. There's teachers.
Miss Coach, I got one. There's cars.
Cars. What's something else we have more than one in here?
I didn't read the book, so I don't know.
Persons.
Names.
Like paper pictures.
Pictures. Okay.
And some dices and computers and snacks and pencils.
Okay, cool. So when we add s, we're saying there's more than one of something. When we add ing, we're saying that something's happening right now. So we are sitting. We are working. What's something else that we're doing right now that we could add ing? What do you think, Dewan? Talking. Let them use their brain. Taviana, what's something else?
Cooking, melting, jumping.
Okay, but what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now that we could say ing with? Because ing means it's happening right now.
Talking, and
Luria, chill. There's four of
raising
us.
our
Okay,
hand.
Okay, raising. So you're raising your hand. Luria, what's something you have? Sitting. Okay, and then ed means it already happened. So ed means it happened in the past. So what does it mean when we add an s to something? What does it mean? What does it mean we add s to something, Dewan? What does it mean? If you have an s at the end of a word, what's that telling you?
You got different books.
You could.
Because I don't know where you're sitting.
There are kids. There are books. There are papers. What does it mean when you add an S at the end of a word?
You can say there are.
What? Well, tell me what the solution is then, because I haven't read the book. I don't know. Well, you know what I'm thinking?
What does it mean to add S at the end of something? What's it saying about that word, Patrick?
That means it sound like that means it sound like more than one or two things.
Yeah.
That means it sound like 4 or 3 things.
Yeah, so it's saying that there is more than one of something. So, Dewan, when you add S to the end of a word, you're saying you have more than one. Okay? Say it with me. Then you have more than one of something if you add S. What's it mean when you add ing? What's that mean when you add ing, Tatiana?
That means you're doing something right now, like you're running right now.
Okay, so yeah, so something's happening right now if you're adding ing to it. What's when you add ed? What does it mean when you add ed to a word?
When you add ed, like we're sitting, like we're sitting and.
Well, we said sitting, so sitting is when it's happening right now. So if ing is right now, what is ed? It means it happened what?
When you see the past, that means past.
Yeah, it happened in the past. It happened yesterday, the day before, a week ago. So what's something you did that happened in the past that ends with ed? Maria.
I run with my mom and my sister.
Okay, you run with your mom.
My mom and my sister, my brother.
Okay, what's something you did yesterday, Taviana, that could end with ed?
My brother. I went to my friend's house yesterday by myself.
What'd you all do? Did you play? So what'd you do if you had that ed?
I went in a house and played with her.
Okay, so you
Played
played.
with
So when
played
Taviana, yeah, not played it, you played.
Played.
Does ed say did it?
No, played
Oh. Alrighty, friends. So we are going to play our game real quick. Now we're not gonna finish it. We'll finish it tomorrow, okay? Because we gotta get to our writing in our book, okay? But we're gonna do a couple. So here's an example. So I'm gonna roll my dice, and I got a 2. So that means I got the word jump. So I'm gonna write. Just pay attention real quick. I'm gonna write the word jump. Here's my root word, jump, and then I'm gonna add my ending. So the word jump was our original word. And when I rolled my dice, I got a 2. So that means I changed jump from jumps, jumped, and jumping. So you could say, I did lots of jumps. I jumped yesterday. I am jumping right now. Okay? So you're going to roll your die to see how you can change your words. These are your root words. These are your original words. So roll your die to see which one you're going to change.
Which picture did it
So
see?
you have melt. How are you going to change melt?
I have this. Milk.
You have walk. How are you going to change walk?
I got jump. I got
6. So you have melt too. How are you going to change a melt?
Oopsie.
Where's your ending?
Oh, put it as jump.
You have walk.
Jump. This is good. I got one. I got a look. Oh, first, that's it. You should see my look. Mine wasn't like that. It was only doing it on one end.
Keep going. You got 1. Ooh.
I got 6.
You got look. Ooh, how are you going to change look?
I got 6. More don't look. No.
Roll again. You got the same one. Ooh, 3.
3.
Cook.
Cook. Okay.
So when you get 3 of them done, go ahead and stop, and we're going to come back together, and then we'll do 3 more tomorrow.
I think I got the same thing. When you see double E, go E, E.
When you see what?
I got two.
When you see E, D, F, N,
Another word, go E, E, D, D.
Make sure you're doing the right ending.
Let's see. You ready? You ready?
Yep. Do one more. Loria's on her third one. 5.
I got 5.
Oh, yeah. You got 5.
Work. 6.
Oh, yeah. 6 again. Roll again.
Walk.
Oh,
6
that's your lucky
again.
number.
Walk.
3.
Walk. That is cook. I didn't get cook. Oh, look. I haven't got cook on me since done.
Good job. So what's the word you changed?
I changed. I changed melt into melts, meld, and melting.
Okay.
I'm done.
Cool.
And I changed look into looks, looked, and looking. And I changed jump into jumps, jumped, and jumping.
Good. What's something you changed, Jawan?
I changed melt and melting.
Okay, melts, melting.
And I changed cook to
Oh.
cookie. And I changed looking.
Oh, what's something you changed, Shabiana? What's a word you changed? You added inflectional
I
ending to.
changed jump, and jumping and melt and melting
So these endings,
and cook and cookie.
good. So these endings are
I know.
changing.
I did.
Hold on. These endings are changing our word. They're changing the meaning of our word. They're changing when it happened. So one ending means it happened in the past. One ending means it's happening right now. And the other ending means that we have more than one. So give me something you changed real quick. Give me one word that you changed.
I changed it.
You changed
I changed
walk to what?
walk, and then I changed it. Walk.
Not changed it. You changed.
I changed.
Walk from. Change walk to. How do you say this one?
Walk. I mean walk. And I put ing for walking.
Beautiful.
And I put melt,
Melted.
melted, and melting.
Good. Alrighty, friends. So we're going to finish this tomorrow. We'll come back to this tomorrow. Alrighty. Go and put your pins down. Put them in the middle.
Thomas got aside, so they'll want the students to go on over to her classroom.
Oh, okay. So she got a sub.
Yeah, she got some. Go with her.
Leave those two because I need them for their next group. Yeah, I'll send them over later. Alrighty, sit down. Bottom.
Look outside.
Alrighty, friends. So we started reading City Dog, Country Dog.
City Dog,
Country Dog. So we are going to.
We already read this.
We did. This is what we're gonna do. I need to get.
Miss, you told me I was gonna go next after Patrick, but I didn't. So you said I was gonna go today.
Okay.
Miss Kutcher, you said that we were gonna make our map.
That was for our last book. So you changed group, so that's why.
Oh.
Yep.
So
Alrighty.
just Price and all them did it?
Not yet. Alrighty, friends. So we are going to start our writing. Thank you. We're going to start our writing.
I did a picture.
Go and find your next blank page.
I got my own. Miss Kutcher, can I go, but
Not right now, baby. We gotta get this done. Not right now.
you get
Next blank page. Let's go. Let's go.
extra. Now I can do this. Look at all these pictures that I got. Can y'all do that?
Bottom.
I put down the pages. Miss Kutcher.
All right.
Miss Kutcher.
Date and title, sir. Date and title.
Our town.
Date and title.
Oh my God! When am I going to go to my next one?
Oh, we need lots of writing. Date and title. City dog, country dog. City dog, country dog.
I have a lot of pages. Oh.
City dog,
Country
country
dog.
dog. Alright, get your title, or you get your date.
You know, put our title right here.
Put it up here. City dog, country dog.
12-12.
Christopher, honey. Christopher, get on something. Go to something.
Miss Kutcher. Miss Kutcher.
Okay, get there.
Yes, yesterday I did a new level. Now I'm at the hour.
I know, it's
That
awesome.
means I'm on a level 5 or 6.
Alrighty,
Last time I
friends.
was on level 4.
Alrighty, friends. So we're going to talk about some story elements about our book. So what are the story elements? I'll give you one. Characters. There's some characters in the book. What's something else you could find inside of a book? I know I can find characters. That's an easy one. What's something else I could find inside of a book? Taviana?
Some solutions probably.
Some solutions. What is a solution, Laria? What is a solution inside of a book?
Where the story takes place.
No, not where the story takes place. So there's two that start with an S. There's solution and there's that one you're talking about. But what is a solution inside of a story? Okay, it has to do with the problem. Help her out, Patrick. What happens for the solution? What is the solution?
The solution is about. The solution is all about to solve a problem.
To solve a problem. I could not have said it better myself. So your solution is how you're solving your problem. So Taviana said solution. Patrick let us know what solution was. What's something else you can find? So characters, people in your story, or your animals. Solution, how you solve your problem. What's another element we can find inside of the story?
The problem.
The problem. So what is the problem, Dewan? Is something good that happens?
No.
No. So what is it? How could you tell somebody what a problem is? How could you explain that to them? How can you explain that to them?
Other people put that in their mouth. And other people that.
What do you think? If you were going to tell somebody, look for the problem in the story, what did you tell them to look for? Do you tell them to look for good things that happen? No, what are you going to tell them to look for?
Bad things.
Bad things, okay, maybe not so good things. This doesn't be bad, but maybe not so good things. What do you think, Laria?
A story element.
That's a problem. We said the story element was the problem. We said the solution is how you solve the problem, but the problem is what? Who's having the problem usually? What is the problem?
The one who's having the problem is City Dog.
Does the setting have the problem?
No.
No, who usually has the problem? Who usually has the problem?
She's here.
Ariana?
Ariana.
She ain't come over here.
Okay.
Where the story takes place.
Who usually has the problem, honey? Can a setting have a problem?
No.
No.
The characters.
The characters. The characters usually.
Have a problem.
I'm talking. Let me talk. Okay, so the characters are the ones who usually have a problem. Usually something happens to the characters or they have a problem in the story. We said the solution was how that problem was solved. Now what is that last story element, Loria, that you keep trying to tell me? What's that last story element?
Where the story takes place.
Which is called what?
A story album.
Mm-mm. You just told me, honey.
Where the story takes place.
What is that called? When where the story takes place? What story element is that called?
The setting.
The setting. There you go, ma'am. The setting is where the story takes place. So we're going to answer a few questions about our story elements. Okay, and then we're going to do a little bit of fun writing at the end. Okay, so go ahead and mark your paper. Number one. Number one. Number one. Okay. Number one.
Put number 2.
And then you're going to tell me, what is the setting in this story? Now, can you have more than one setting?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're going to tell me what settings are inside of our story.
Setting.
What settings are inside of our story?
I spell settings.
Settings. Eh. Ing. There you go.
It's just like in our paper.
Yep, ing. Ing.
Miss Coach like this. It's like the setting.
Ting.
Like this, Miss Coach. Setting. The
setting
setting is where.
No, not tell me, honey. You're telling me what is the setting in this story? You're not telling me.
The setting is about.
You already told me the setting is where the story takes place. So where does this story take place? City dog, country dog.
Outside.
Okay, where outside? You gotta be more specific.
Outside with Dad in the yard with the horse.
Okay, but where are they? It kind of tells us in our
And
title.
Dad after with Mom and sister
But where, honey? Where are they?
in the country.
Okay, they might be in the country. Where else were they?
One dog in a country and the other in the city.
Yeah, so one dog's in the country, the other one is in the city. Now they go to more places in the country and the city, but overall our settings are the country and the city.
I said the setting is about Dad
Is that what you wrote?
country dog, city dog.
Not the setting is about, honey. The setting isn't about anywhere. It's just where it takes place.
A
The setting is where
country
your
dog.
story takes place.
The setting is one dog in a country and
The setting is
the
the city, a country dog
other
in the. Read this back to yourself and see if that makes sense.
is a country. The city is
The
a
setting is.
dog. The setting is and a period.
The setting is
The
one dog in
setting
a city and the other dog in.
a country dog.
Okay, reread that to yourself, see if you can fix it.
Oh, not this. Take the dog out.
Reread that to yourself.
The setting is one dog in a country and the other dog country dog and
I love how Taviana's going back to use her book for help.
I use that too.
Patrick's using his book for help. You're allowed. Use your resources.
The
help you.
setting is one dog in a country, and the other dog in a country. City dog. City. Yeah. And underline it. Done.
Alrighty.
And I read it there too. So.
Alright, when you get done with number 1, we're gonna go to number 2. And hopefully we can get. So when you're done, write number 2.
Oh, I got number 2. We can use our book.
Yes, honey, I always tell you to use your resources. Alrighty, when you're done with number 1, go and write number 2. We're going to talk about these once we get them done. Okay? So number 2 is, who are our characters in this story? Who are our characters? So go ahead and give me some characters that you can find in the story. Do characters need to be humans? No.
Mom.
Characters are usually who the story is
About.
about. Thank you, Patrick.
And meet. What is Cheryl?
Schneider, remember Schneider and Bailey.
Mom and Bailey. They're gonna make that too big. It says me and.
So me must be the one who's telling us the information, right? So it must be from her point of view.
Which culture?
Schneider, Bailey, Mom, Dad. Okay?
Yeah, see, I'm gonna
You're gonna go back double make sure.
Dad. Oh, the sheets.
So do Bailey and Schneider ever talk?
Schneider.
No, because this is an informational book, right?
The cows.
But how could the characters be Bailey and Schneider if they don't talk? How do you know they're the characters if they don't say anything?
Because somebody just wrote the story. Because they.
How do you know? Because you're right, Schneider and Bailey are characters.
It said because the book said this is Bailey. Bailey lived in the country with my dad.
Okay.
And this is Schneider. Schneider lived in the city with my sister and me.
So you know these are the characters because the story is what?
Telling us that Schneider and Bailey live in the country and the city.
Okay, so who's this story about?
Schneider and Bailey.
And Bailey. So we know that they are our
Characters.
Alrighty, friends, it is time to switch. It is time to switch, okay?
I got a question.
Okay, what's your question?
How can dogs talk to people when dogs doesn't talk like people?
Hold on, Patrick. Well, do these dogs talk in this story? No, because what kind of story is this?
Nonfiction.
No, it's not fiction.
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction.
But it got the con thingy.
Characters?
No, not that. No, not that.
Go ahead, take it.
Yeah.
Give me a point. Table of contents, because it's informational. Remember we said table of contents is usually informational book.
Okay,